What's up everybody, welcome back to Make It Kustom. We're going to call this part 2 of the GASSER build, 4-door to 2-door conversion, 55 Chevy Chaos. Let me show you where I'm at right now. We left off finishing off the passenger side door jambs. I was just going to bring the driver's side kind of up to snuff with the passenger side. So where we are at is that the doors latch. We got these side pieces on. I've got this little jam piece in. So I'm gonna have to fill in the rest of this door jamb because the 4-door jamb area here is not the same as a 2-door. One thing I wanted to note that I didn't really go over in the video is that when I put this piece on here, this inner piece, I did change the profile of that a little bit because of the shape of the 2-door doors where the seal goes. It had a slightly different profile. So I just closed the door, and you couldn't really see in the video what I was referencing with my eyes, but I was matching my cut to this area of the door here. This is where the seal goes. So I wanted to make sure that my seal on my door jamb, which is this spot right here, this corner right here is what touches the seal for the door. So this needed to match that door. Basically the way I'm going to go about the next few steps in this process and completing this 2-door conversion is I'm going to take some templates of the inside of these rear quarters here, and we're going to make some plates that will fill this in, some sheet metal, 18 gauge sheet metal. I'm going to bead roll them a little bit and just fill in this inside quarter area on both sides and then finish the whole jamb. So that will be part 2 and the completion of this video series on the 55 Chevy. Let's get to it. Make these templates for the inside quarter area here. The objective is to have this piece fill right from all the way up here, the shape of the window, around this wheel tub, right down to our bottom pinched inner rocker, and also to fill in the profile that we've cut away from this post here. Yeah, so I'm just gonna get to it, start figuring it out. The other thing that this is gonna do is tie into our top window area here. So the actual garnish molding for this window, which I've got here, might as well show you. This garnish molding will have to screw to this piece that we're making. This car, because it's going to be a gasser, it's going to be sort of a Chevy utility style, which means no rolling rear windows. So I'm going to build a window frame in here, and we're just going to put some like green plexiglass, sort of old school gasser type stuff. Just trying to do it little bit by little bit so that I don't take out too much. I've done that one too many times. It's not quite long enough, but I'm going to add a piece on the end. This curve's so perfect, I don't really want to change it, so I think that's what we'll do.
Going. Stoic.
All right, so where I'm at is the skins are all welded up on both sides. You saw me use the planishing hammer a little bit. What I did there was I MIG welded everything. Usually I like to TIG weld outer sheet metal panels like this. They're a little bit more easy to hammer and dolly, but you can MIG weld them as long as you take your time and let them cool, and you can still planish them out. So the reason I chose MIG welding for this is because I'm keeping the patina. There's like, you know, impurities in the metal. It would have just been a really tough one to get beautiful gaps on. Where this bump is in the door, and then where the cut line was, or sorry, our weld seam was, factory, there's a gap there. So if I were to push those two pieces of metal together to make a really tight fit so that I could use a TIG welder, this bump in the sheet metal would move back. So what I did was I cut with a little bit of excess, and I actually like hammered a bit of the turnover on this rear post to extend the sheet metal a little bit so that I could keep this bump in the same spot. Whether or not that was truly necessary, if somebody would notice, you know, a 1/4 of an inch here, whatever, that's just what I did. So I MIG welded it all. I took my time. There's MIG weld all the way down here, all the way across here, you know, outlining that. This is no Bondo. It's as good as I can get it, and the reason I did that before putting these inner panels on is so that I could actually get to the backside and make sure that I could planish out with my planishing hammer the weld seam to stretch it back out. What happens if you've seen the TIG welding video, when you weld anything, the weld seam cools, well, it gets hot and then it cools, it shrinks the metal right there. So the planishing hammer pounds that back out to help keep your panel flat. So I welded everything up, we planished it, we put the inside panels on, and now the final piece is fixing the rest of the door jamb. The driver's side I already have done. I'll show it to you right now. So I've got a little bit more sanding and stuff to do, but what I did was I first made this panel with a break in it to allow it to continue this part of the door. So this has got a little bit of a taper, there's a little bit of shrinking with the step shrinker to get the curve into that piece. This is a weld seam here. Like I said, very important. This is our seal surface. This corner edge is the seal for the door. So, like I said before, that had to be reshaped. So that's important. And then this little rolled area is, I didn't copy it from anything else other than I closed the door and I looked from the inside and I matched this profile to the corner radius of the door as well as this profile. I've got more grinding and stuff to do in here after I've got the other side kind of built up to snuff, and then we'll just do a quick once over with a bit of patina to finish it off, and then we'll be done. Side note, this car's already sold. They're a hot ticket item. People know I'm building it, and it's just really good timing for me. So the next video I'm gonna do is just gonna explain what the deal was. How did this project come about? Where did I try and buy and sell stuff to save money, make money? What's the art of the deal when it comes to building cars like this? That's kind of half the fun for me, is just finding the pieces, getting them assembled, and figuring out what the project's gonna be in the end. So anyway, I'm gonna get to work on the passenger side door pillar. We'll get that done. We will sand this all out, get a little patina sprayed on there, and then we'll load it up and it's gonna go home to its new owner today. All right, so the two-door conversion has come to its close. This is the finish of part 2 of the 55 Chevy Gasser two-door conversion. I finished off the post here. The only real visual difference between this post and a factory one, I believe, is that the factory post has these little square dimples in it all the way down, kind of in here. But my post looks almost perfect, just like factory. So welding along the edges is okay as long as you take your time and your welds are hot enough that after you grind them smooth that they're still strong. So that's something to watch out for if you're going to do it this way. Corner welds are okay, but you've got to make sure that they're strong. You don't want to grind away all your weld. But I'm really happy with the way it turned out. It looks like a two-door. You know, had situations and circumstances been a little bit different, we probably would have taken this car a little bit further. I would have loved to put the plexiglass windows in it and trimmed up the wheel lips and that sort of deal. But because I've made a deal on a new project for YouTube, for content, the 1939 Lincoln Zephyr, this car's got to go. So the car's getting picked up today. Part of the deal was that I finished off the posts, which I've done. Both sides are ready to go. All that's left for me to do now is get a little bit funky with the spray cans and try and get the patina looking a little bit better. The first time we had the paint matched in a rattle can by our local paint supplier, it came out a little bit bluer than the turquoise green that this car originally was. This patina is the original paint and it's a turquoise green, so you can kind of see the difference. It doesn't look too bad, but it's a little bit blue. So we had this new color matched up here. This color right here, which, that's the green, that's the blue. So you can see how much closer my new green is to getting the patina right. So I'm just gonna play with this for now. I'm gonna get a little bit funky. I'm gonna scratch it up a little bit, try and actually get the patina happening. I might try a couple little tricks just for fun, throwing water on it and wiping it off while it's still wet so you get some of the little dots of the red primer to show through. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do now. Thank you very much for watching part 2 of Make It Kustom's two-door conversion on the 1955 Chevy. Don't forget to subscribe, hit notifications, like the video. If you like the content, share it. I want as many people learning as they can. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you on the next one.